Did mommy listen? I know. Okay, I'm coming back to this video having been cut off very rudely in Bali, and this is the first time that I've managed to sit down in front of the camera and reconvene. So this is a multi-location shoot, which sounds very glamorous, and it's not, because now I'm in my bedroom, but it is in Australia, which I guess is glamorous. What I was talking about was my 4 stages that I have gone through since splitting with my ex. And the first stage can really be captured as a kind of crash and burn. And that was where there was just the world of pain. What I felt like I was in was like Heartbreak Hotel, and there were 3 rooms. It was like the tear fest. That's when I was just sobbing the entire time. Couldn't stop crying, just going over and over our future and how it had been shattered. So I just sobbed a lot. And then it was the pity party, which kind of linked in, and that was like, oh, what if this, and we were meant to do this, and I'm gonna be single forever. So pity party, I didn't always cry during that. Sometimes I just kind of moped. Yeah, there were tears in that room too. And then I was an angry bird. Anger came seeping out of my skin in the 3rd room, and I was raging. I was raging at him, at life, at the situation, mainly at him. I actually felt like an absolute piece of shit. Like, I couldn't believe that this was happening. I was totally outraged. But yeah, basically my self-esteem that first month was totally battered. Like, I literally felt like I would never find a boyfriend. I would never find anyone to love me. I was unlovable, worthless, ugly, and disgusting is how I felt. And I looked disgusting. I didn't really like shower or, you know, generally just take care of myself. Like, I remember looking at my toenails like after about 3 weeks being like, mate, sort yourself out. Basically the types of things that I did during this phase where I was feeling all that was like cry. I screamed. Like, I actually did the whole rocking back and forth like like a banshee kind of thing. That was fun. I listened to all the music, so I actually made a playlist called When It Feels Bad. Now, I'm mocking this, but actually it was a really important part of moving on, so I'm just being a little bit facetious, but at the time it was really important to do that. And I think it has like 58 songs on it, so if anyone wants the playlist and they are also an emo girl like me, then hit me up. Actually called in my girl squad, so I am super supported over in Australia and at home. So I had my Ada Ladybugs, which are my 2 besties here, who basically just were there mopping up the tears, telling me it's going to be okay, literally bobbing about in the sea with me on like an inflatable unicorn, like patting my head like it's going to be alright. That's how you have heartache in South Australia. Then there were like random friends who just surprised me. People that I wasn't particularly close to, or people that I hadn't seen in an age. One of my friends who lives in New Zealand had me over and came and collected me on Christmas Day because I just didn't want to be by myself. And I went over there and they just were amazing. I don't think I could have got through Christmas without my Kiwi family. So then I did the whole, oh, let's look at all the photos because that's going to help. Trip down memory lane, nothing like that when you are heartbroken. Faced the fear, looked at the photos, and then tried to reposition them in my head as, oh yeah, oh look, we're having a kiss, but like 3 minutes before we were like screaming at each other. Or, oh yeah, we're totally smiling in that photo, but you know, he totally pissed me off like 10 minutes earlier. So, you know, just saying, take the rose tinted glasses off. Did the same with the text. So funnily enough, we were together 3 years, and for the first 2 years I saved like in a little notepad every single beautiful romantic message that he ever sent me, because I am such a romancing person. They kind of stopped about 15 months ago, and I hadn't added one since like January 2017 or so. Yeah, writing was on the wall. But anyway, looked back at all the texts, like at one point it was pretty heartbreaking to think that someone loved me that much and then it's just all gone. I wrote lists, so I wrote lists of like 10 things that I didn't like about our relationship, or 10 reasons why I deserve more. I thought about the type of person that I actually wanted to be with, and turns out it's not him. I'm being facetious again, but I have to be, because this is called survival mode. You have to just get on with it. What are you going to do? Pine away and have nostalgic thoughts forever and wish for something that you can't have? I'm not going to do that. So I have to put him in another box, and that box is the untouchable, unobtainable person who is not right for me. Then there was the distraction phase, aka hurting but flirting. So there were things I did that were totally not related to men. Lots of things I did. So I started organising my travel for the year. So it kicked off straight away with a trip to New Zealand over Christmas. 2 weeks after we'd split up, I just got on a plane on Christmas Day, travelled myself, made loads of plans with friends. I made plans for the Fringe. I spent a lot of time with one of my really good friends who now lives in Melbourne over the New Year period, and had her to stay, and also made plans for a big trip back to the UK. I spring cleaned as well. I like totally gutted a lot of my cupboards and boxes and crap, and got rid of everything, every trace of anyone ever living in this house except for me. Said yes to everything. So even if I was a bit tired and kind of was having a kind of feel sorry for myself kind of day, I said yes to everything. And I partied. Because it was Christmas, I partied hard. I only had like a week off for Christmas. Like, I went back to work on the 2nd, which was brutal, but that didn't stop me. I was out, as we say in Scotland, oot. I spent a lot of time at the seaside, so, and that was by myself and with friends. I call that my power place. It's the place where I can get recharged. I can put some bad thoughts to rest. I always feel better when I'm just looking at the ocean, especially at sunset. I created new routines, and that was something that was really important to me. So obviously we had a night routine, a morning routine, routines at work where we talk to each other or text or whatever. So I just completely changed that. I get up, I do a gratitude list to one of my best friends in the UK on the voice note, and then usually I'll go to the gym. And if I don't go to the gym, then I'll have cuddles with Bruno, my cat. And then when I get in, Bruno and I have got a little routine, and I've just totally changed it up. Even the time I go to my bed and who I talk to and what I do, like, I've just introduced things that I enjoy doing. So that I've got a brand new routine. And then I did step out onto Tinder. So first week in January, I decided I was going to do it. So pretty early, to be fair, but I did want to give myself a bit of exposure to what it would be like. And I knew that if I kept in my shell for any longer, that I wouldn't have the courage to put myself out there on the internet, like, hey, judge me. Like, that's kind of what it feels like. It's so awkward. I basically put up a profile that was completely honest and authentic. It wasn't like calling out that I'm newly out of a relationship, but it was just basically saying, like, not looking for anything too serious, but this is what I'm looking for, and really focused on the fact that if you can't spell and use grammar, like, don't frickin' message me. That has not stopped the people who have clearly missed their English lessons at school. I'm such a judgy about that, it's hilarious. I started swiping and I totally knew my limitations. I was aware that I didn't want to, I kind of felt like I knew what I wanted a bit more. Are you gonna say hello? Say hello, Bruno. This is my baby. He's got one eye most of the time because he's so juicy. Do you see yourself? It's still in the distraction phase, completely happy as Larry for about a month. And then wrecking ball phase.